Hey lady, welcome to the Grit, Growth, Grace podcast. If we haven't met, my name is Anne Marie. I'm wife to James and mom to 4 beautiful kids, plus 1 miscarried baby, from 9 months up to 8 years. My hope is to help other women experience the postpartum period all the way up through the first year of baby's life as a time of grit, growth, and grace. This is episode 1, the intro. Who's this podcast for? It's for you if you are pregnant, especially if you have an older kid or kiddos and are wondering how you're going to make it all work. It's for you if you are postpartum, anytime through your baby's first year of life. And it's for you if you are considering trying to get pregnant again, but had a really rough go last time, whether that was your first child or no matter how many kids you've had. If last time was really rough and you're not sure you want to go through that again or could handle going through that again, this is for you. You'll notice that this podcast episode and others like it aren't very long, and that's on purpose. Your time is precious and so is mine. I'm hoping you'll be able to get through an episode in the time it takes to fold a load of laundry, wash a sink full of dishes, or nurse your baby. The dominant cultural narrative right now says that postpartum is a slog at best and downright dangerous at worst. And in fact, the top predictive text search term for postpartum is postpartum depression, and it's searched 135,000 times each month. But what if postpartum could be something different? What if it could be transformational? Not just a time of rapid growth for the baby, but what if it were also a time for tremendous growth for the mom? Personal growth, a time for real grit, to show real grit, because there are significant challenges no matter who you are and how it goes, but also a time to experience just profound grace as well. I believe that other vision of postpartum, the positive one, is a real possibility because I've experienced it myself and I want to help other women have the same experience. I think each postpartum can be better than the one before, even though it's going to be a different pregnancy, even though, yes, you'll be older, even though, yes, maybe things will go wrong that didn't go wrong before, or it'll just be a different experience. You could say, I'm more tired. I have other kids. I have older kids to take care of. How is this going to work? But I still think that you can look at the postpartum period and say, but I know more than I did last time. But I have new skills. But I know how to reach out for support now. But I've got the help that I need. I can experience each postpartum period as a time even better than the one before. And I believe, too, that our lives happen for us, not to us. I think moms are super well served when we let go of a victim mentality and we really lean into the opportunities to show grit, right? To meet challenges the best that we can, but also to reach out for help and grow in that way, grow our support system, grow in the resources we have access to. And then just lean into the grace of God, because I don't believe in bootstrapping and I don't believe in self-reliance. I haven't found those helpful myself. But I think that when we lean into the help that's available to us from other people, and that when we support moms first, everything else falls into place. I think it's backwards that we have 6 visits for the baby in the first 3 months postpartum, and just 1 for the mom, at 6 weeks if she had a vaginal birth, and 8 weeks if she had a cesarean section. I don't think that we should have fewer visits for the baby, but I think we need more support for moms. In February of 2023, I went on retreat with the Nashville Dominicans in Tennessee. And as I was talking to Mother Anne Marie, yes, we have the same name, I was confessing to her some struggles that I was experiencing in parenting my children. And she told me something that surprised me. She told me, your love is the light of your home. Your love is the light of your home. I'll tell you what, I've written that at the bottom of every page of my journal since then, because I believe that's a truly foundational piece of wisdom. If my love is the light of my home, it makes perfect sense that I would need to be in a good place in order to radiate that light out to everyone else in my family. So I'm not encouraging a focus on the mom at the exclusion of the baby, and I'm not encouraging a focus on the mom out of some weird sense of self-care or selfishness, but because I believe as moms we have a profound responsibility to the people who've been entrusted to us, and that we have to receive grace from God, and real support, emotional, physical, and otherwise, from other people in order to live out our call. You might be wondering what we're going to talk about. Well, I'll tell you. We're going to talk about all aspects of the postpartum period, but we're going to talk about them through the lens of the mom. So you won't find me offering suggestions about the best way to get your baby to sleep 8 hours in a row or how to bathe your baby. Those are important things to learn, and some of you already know them, but there are people who address those things already. I specifically want to focus on the skills and mindset that you need as a mom to be successful in all sorts of different areas, because skills and mindset are transferable, even if the practical knowledge of whatever your current challenges might differ. So we're going to talk about how to respond or react when breastfeeding is really hard. We're going to talk about how to cope with sleep deprivation. We'll talk about parenting your kids, especially when you have older kids and this newborn, and maybe they're acting out. Maybe they're not listening right now. We will talk about how your sex life is impacted, how your marriage is impacted, fear of pregnancy, if you are using fertility awareness or natural family planning and are just not sure, is this going to work for me to space children? Because I'm afraid to get pregnant before I'm ready, and I know the postpartum period can be really tricky for fertility awareness. So we will talk about all of this and more. In episode 2, I'll tell you my story, which is really 4 stories since I've done this 4 times now. The theme that underlies all of it is the slow evolution away from terror about experiencing postpartum depression and the fear of completely losing myself, to embracing this time as a time of rest, recuperation, bonding, a time that's really beautiful. I'll talk to you then.